this is the time to ask, should we be more worried about the Thunder?
I think so. I mean, they're not defending at a high level. I mean, you let the Sacramento Kings come in and get a win. The one thing I'm concerned about them is I don't think this team understands who their best player is. I mean, Russell Westbrook is coming off a historic season. And when I watch the game, I see Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, these guys are getting 20 shots apiece. You know, and Westbrook is doing his best to try to say, hey, I want to get these guys going. I want them to fit in, but you need Russell to be Russell. You know, at the end of the game, I don't know who's that guy. See, the difference between this big three and the big three I played for, they knew down the stretch in some way, form, or fashion, I would have the ball, whether I made the shot or not. You know, I was our best offensive player in creating my own shot. Them, they have three guys who can create their own shot, so they all feel they can be the guy at any given moment. So something has to come to the forefront to say, hey, Russell has to step up and say, hey, I'm the guy, you guys, follow my lead.
So you worried about them?
Else,
You worried about them?
I'm a little worried about them. I'm a little worried about them.
I'm not worried about them.
At all.
No, it's just early. It's 10 games. It's 10 games in, and here's the thing. They brought now they have three #1 options on their team. That takes some time. It just does. I mean, look what happened in Miami when they brought all those guys down there. It took some time.
Right.
It just is what it is. I mean, they have to. I do agree with you,
That's
Paul.
crazy right there.
Russell needs to be the guy leading the charge here.
He needs to lead
100%.
the complete charge.
But it's only 10 games in. These guys will work their roles out throughout the season. It's very early. When they get going, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I'm not worried about them. It's too early.
I like to gauge success off of realistic expectations. So for me, am I worried? Yes. Because when they were put together, I was like, they can make the Western Conference Finals.
And they can't anymore?
Well, there's something about their team that they're not going to be able to change. And Carmelo Anthony is a future Hall of Famer. He's a terrific offensive weapon. But in the Western Conference, I don't like him at power forward.
Okay.
When we talk about small ball, we always talk about it on the other end. So when you're getting 5 rebounds at that spot and you're not a shot blocker, guys get confident when they can get buckets. And when he's going against players like Taj Gibson and Zebo, guys that's been playing power forward and being bigs their whole life, versus when he's been a small forward now transitioning to that position, it's an adjustment. And I think other than Adams, they don't have somebody that's going to deter players from attacking the basket consistently and gaining confidence.
That's a fundamental issue, Chauncey, that he's talking about.
Carmelo is no longer a small forward in this league. He got to be a forward. I don't care what conference he's in. He has to be a forward, in my opinion.
Right.
Because now you put him in a pick and roll, you pick and pop him. There's no forward that can guard him one-on-one.
Hold on. I know somebody we can ask. Tell him the difference between playing 4 in the East, where they're not going to pound you, and 4 in the West.
Well, the West has more power forwards that they can go to. You know, I think, but I do agree with Chauncey. He is a forward because
100%.
he's a forward in this league today, the way the game is being played.
He is.
But I also said at the beginning of the year, this team is more built for the playoffs. I mean, they're going to try to get through the regular season, get whatever seed they can, maybe get home court in the first round, but they're more built for the playoffs. I mean, they got to play against these young teams where they got to go up and down. I'm not to say that they're old, but it can wear on a veteran team like this with so many stars throughout the course of a season. And I could just see them really turn it up when the playoffs come.
How much? I mean, I know you like to make these predictions. How far could they go?
Well, he already said they're going to win it all.
I think their ceiling is an NBA championship.
The ceiling is the roof. But you touched on something. Russell is in a unique spot because he plays point guard. He wants these guys to be happy, and he really wants them to stay.
Right.
So based on that, it's more of sharing the opportunities.
It's going to be more than them getting their numbers. They got to win games. You know, if Carmelo comes out here, he averages 25 points, but they don't win, I'm sure he's not going to want to stay. I mean, he know he can go anywhere and score with any team. So at the end of the day, it's about them winning, and they have to turn it around fast.
More dangerous in the playoffs. Yep. Worried for the regular season.
As long as they don't face Golden State in the first round.